Landlines are down, the internet is up. That might seem like a good thing, but for every positive effect, there's an opposing reaction, and this one is funding. That's coming up next in this episode of Telecom Newsbytes, brought to you by 911 Inform. I'm Mark Fletcher, and I'm Vice President of Public Safety Solutions at 911 Inform. According to a Fierce Telecom report, while fiber is the current rage, FCC Commissioner Nathan Simington recently argued that wireline technology just might not be the best for solving broadband in every case. Simington tackled the question of whether fiber should be rolled out to every American during an Internet Innovation Alliance event, explaining that some have argued that the U.S. should pursue universal fiber deployments in the same way the country went about electrification. But he noted there's another way to look at it, and that's to say that there's a risk making a decision based on current technological realities that may not be guaranteed in the future. He said there was also a case for nationwide broadband in 1996 and 1997. Well, we'd certainly never know what we missed out on. The commissioner stated obviously fiber is a very robust technology, but it's not necessarily one that everyone wants or actually needs. He pointed out that approximately 20% of all broadband users in the country are device-only consumers, meaning that the only use they have for fiber would be to connect a hotspot device. Additionally, he argued fiber might not be the best choice for decentralized business operations, such as those on a ranch or a dairy farm, noting that these instead might prioritize options that can provide connectivity across a wide area. Do you smell the W technology? I do. Simington said, "So I think we can push back on fiber, to the home universally at least, noting that there are edge cases and adoption issues there, and some degree of, wait for it, wireless, there it is, I told you it was there, is going to have to be part of the broadband future." Simington also addressed the potential options to reform the FCC's Universal Service Fund, noting that one approach would be to say that broadband is essentially the equivalent of telephone service back in the day, and therefore we're going to put it on everyone's broadband bill. While he acknowledged that this path would raise questions around differential payments for differential kinds of users, he said it would smooth out things somewhat and broaden the base of USF contributors substantially. The USF aims to bridge the different elements of the digital divide through 4 key programs: the Connect America Fund, Lifeline, E-Rate, and Rural Healthcare. It's fueled by a contribution base of operators who are required to pay a portion of their telecom revenues into the fund. However, broadband revenues are not currently subject to a USF assessment. A recent report sponsored by the Rural Broadband Association noted that revenues subject to USF payments have fallen 63% since 2001, which is $29.6 billion collected in 2021 from $79 billion 20 years ago. They warned that this puts the fund's future in jeopardy. The report floated the idea of assessing broadband revenues as one of 3 options to reform USF contributions, with the other 2 options being assessments on connections or telephone numbers. Simington concluded, "I don't want to prejudge where this is going to come out politically. Ultimately, there's a political element to the decision. But whatever we decide, we have to do it soon, and the industry has to, I think, come together to accept that there's a new normal." That wraps up this episode of Telecom Newsbytes, brought to you by 911 Inform, delivering next-generation 911 solutions for the enterprise today and making every second count. Visit them on the web at 911inform.com. I'm Mark Fletcher, and I'm Vice President of Public Safety Solutions at 911 Inform. Follow me on Twitter at Fletch911. Be sure to check out all of my blogs and podcasts on Fletch.tv. Remember to like and subscribe below. That way you'll be immediately notified whenever a new podcast is published. Telecom Newsbytes is published every Monday through Friday and is available on your favorite podcast platforms, such as iTunes and the iHeartRadio network. Thanks so much for listening. We'll catch you next time. Take care.